here at the IF Expo with Tim Ferland, CEO of LetKnow Pay. How are you, Tim?
I'm very good, thank you.
How are you enjoying the event so far?
We always enjoy IFX. It's a great opportunity for us to have FaceTime with our clients and bring our attention to a lot of other potential clients.
That's great. And this year it was more than packed.
Yeah, it's been very busy. We're always happy in Cyprus. We attend all the events except for the Latin American one, but I think next year we'll be there too.
So LetKnow Pay, what is the company about? Maybe you can give us some overview of your activity,
Sure.
The basics.
Yeah, LetKnow Pay is a proprietary payment gateway platform. The purpose of it is, the best analogy I can make is it's like the PayPal of crypto, meaning that we engage with merchants through an API, server to server. Their customers use crypto as a payment mechanism through this service. The merchants don't have to touch crypto because it's instantly exchanged and they receive fiat payouts. We operate across the globe. We're in the process of MiCA licensing. We have companies in Switzerland, El Salvador, Comoros, Bulgaria, Latvia, Estonia, and soon to be an operation in South Africa as well, more for reaching outside jurisdictions and providing more regional services for customers across the globe.
Do you feel that there's still a long way to go until this kind of solution you're offering will be adopted massively, or are you seeing signs for that it's near?
In terms of the industry we're targeting here, which is higher risk, to be fair, there aren't a lot of options. And as this evolves, I think that it will grow even more. But what we are seeing is trends towards lower risk industries, accepting crypto as a payment mechanism. We've seen growth, we're not involved in it, but we've seen growth in the area of commodities trades, for example, where stablecoins are being used more often for cross-border payments for those large commodity sales instead of banks offering letters of credit and things like this.
Do merchants care about crypto?
I wouldn't say they care about it, but they know about it. And as things progress, they're becoming more aware of the potential use of it. And they're seeing, companies like ours, we make them aware, we educate them. That's our business, that's how we grow. But they are becoming more aware of the different alternatives that are there other than traditional banking systems, payment cards, cross-border payments through SWIFT or SEPA. So it's just a matter of markets being educated and becoming aware of the opportunities and understanding the benefits of those.
Do you feel that this education or adoption is getting a push from the public? Coming to them, trying to pay with crypto.
There is that side of it. There are, the consumers drive any change in any industry, to be fair. So our job is to follow those trends, make sure that we're up to date with what we're offering, to make sure whatever the consumers are pushing to the merchants, we're providing as an alternative solution to the merchants. It does sometimes work from the top down where we're educating merchants and then they have to educate their consumers to see if it works, but it isn't necessarily that all the time.
In an optimistic note, do you feel that, let's say in 3 to 5 years or maybe less, companies and establishments that will not have some kind of a crypto arrangement, payments arrangements, will be able to continue offering services to the public?
Oh yes, absolutely. I don't see crypto as eclipsing the traditional payment systems, fiat or anything like that. The future, as I see it, it's going to be a hybrid system where there is a decentralized part of the economy, there is a centralized part of the economy, and I think that's unavoidable to get away from, simply because the centralized control of the economy through central banks, government control, etc., they'll never let go of that. And the only thing they can do is open up opportunities for the decentralized part to step in and serve those parts of the market that they can.
What do you feel about digital asset industry has misunderstood about merchants?
I think the biggest misunderstanding is that merchants are prepared to accept crypto, to understand crypto. They don't have the technical knowledge about it. They don't have the technical capabilities to process it. And this is where companies like LetKnow Pay come in, is we can go in and we can make it an easy transition for them. We can explain why it's an advantage, and we can give them the technical tools to be able to handle it. But that's I think the main misunderstanding in the industry, the crypto industry, pushing to try and get merchants to adopt it quickly. They're not necessarily prepared for it, but it's a slow process, but we're gaining ground every day in terms of creating that opportunity.
So you're trying to facilitate this gap, right, with the companies. So are we talking about some turnkey solution, or a process that takes time? Let's say I want to start working with the crypto, okay, accepting payments, crypto payments, or allowing crypto payments. Is it something that can be done quickly, or is it like a process that requires all kinds of processes like how do you call it? Not KYC, BYC?
Mm-hmm.
Know your business. Know your business.
Yeah.
What's the implication?
Well, on a technical side, it can be adopted like that.
Yeah.
We have our own solutions where we can provide retail merchants with the physical transaction terminal, like a card payment terminal. But the software in it is programmed to be able to work with systems like Binance Pay and KuCoin Pay and things like this, which are instantaneous transactions between internal wallets. And using stablecoins, for example, as well, they can make payments with physical stores on site using phones and scanning QR codes, this sort of thing. And QR code payments is, it's across the globe right now. So there's no difference in technology. But the area where it will take longer is whether or not those merchants, banks, will accept payments that they've received because they've originated in crypto. Even if they've received fiat at the end of the day for those transactions, it's still originated in crypto. And we know that from experience, banks that they're dealing with won't accept those payments. So this is the area that has to be dealt with, is educating the banks that are being used and making sure that they're accepting crypto payments, even if it's not related to the merchant actually receiving crypto and going into exchange and these things. That's the area I think that has to be worked on.
But I think the conversation has changed in a way, right? We see all those pro-crypto rules in the States and in Europe with MiCA and other regulations. So how has that changed this ecosystem?
Well, it's a clear sign that the future will include crypto. Crypto's not going away. You have the United States and other countries using crypto as strategic reserves now. You have, I brought up El Salvador, that we have a company there. El Salvador uses Bitcoin as legal tender.
Yeah. It's known for that.
Right. It's a very crypto-friendly place. There's lots of countries who are opening their doors to the idea of accepting crypto on a government level. And Latvia is another good example of this. They passed legislation which allows the central bank and the government to receive payments and taxes in crypto, pay state fees in crypto, fund your new startup company, share capital with crypto. So there's lots of different countries who are opening up their doors and saying, we understand this is the future, we want to embrace it. And if you look at the Central Bank of Europe as well, they're really pushing for this digital euro. They want this out there. But that's more of a competitive and control issue than we understand people want this. It's like, this is our way to still have centralized control. Mm-hmm. So different arguments.
So it's like, it's better to be sleeping with your enemy in a way.
If you can't beat them, join them.
If you can't beat them, join them. That's more accurate. So why so many digital asset payment initiatives struggle to achieve mainstream with merchants?
As I mentioned before, the misunderstanding between the industry and merchants, thinking that they're ready and it's prime time to launch this. Without those technical tools available for merchants and the understanding of how it works, plus the connection with banks accepting it, it was too early, let's say, in the last decade. Too early for it to be adopted and accepted across the board, because there's been so much misinformation and propaganda against crypto as something that's bad, something that's used only for criminals and things like this. So it's been given a tainted name. That's being corrected as people see that there's more use cases, and it's not the case that it's something bad. So we believe that over the next 10 years, there will be a massive increase in the volume of normal retail trading in crypto and cross-border payments and things like this.
What would be considered a success in your eyes? I mean, also for your company and for the market in this adoption. I mean, will it be that more merchants would understand that this thing is unavoidable, or would it be something that will just show everyone that you can go for it, but you don't need to be afraid and hesitant? What's the definition of a success in this
well,
field?
all of those things you mentioned, but I think the biggest win is going to be seeing centralized organizations like the EU, American government, the Treasury departments in each of those, accepting that it is part of the economy and they can embrace it, and passing legislation to ease up on how they've been treating crypto up to this point, opening the doors for lower level banks to be interacting with it, because every bank regulation comes from central banks and government. So if they raise their risk appetite to the level where it's okay, when that message gets to those banks and banks start to interact with merchants on a more regular basis for accepting crypto, and the banks themselves begin to accept and trade in crypto, I think that's going to be the biggest win.
I'd like to conclude with a question about your company, about LetKnow. Is there how does it work? Is there some kind of a new product offering, or some kind of what's the evolution of a company such as you, because you're the one managing?
Well, as I said, we're opening these new companies to be more geographically available to our merchant base, because we're mostly B2B. We will be opening some rails that'll be available to B2C clients. Once those are available, it'll add a lot of value to the company, because we'll have local payment systems and things like that in place to accommodate them. As I mentioned before, we have our point of sale system that is crypto based with our own physical terminals. That there's alternatives for that, because not everybody is going to use an actual terminal. We have payment pages that are available that can be redirected for merchants to send their clients to, or even just simplified payment links that allow merchants to be able to sell. And it's great for let's say travel companies or hotels, where people go to their page to actually make a reservation and things like this and pay. So that's where we're headed, is in that direction, more towards the retail side.
So it's products that they all the purpose is to facilitate this gap between
to make it more of a daily usage payment system, rather than something that only a few industries have access to.
I understand. Okay, Tim, pleasure talking to you.
Thank you. It's been
all the best.
Appreciate it.